Inconvenient Panda back again for some more Stanley Parable. So, we've heard all this dialogue before, so I'm going to skip over that. And, I actually want to head downstairs, as I went to the right here last time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep. Sure did. So I'm just going to run through. I'm going to ignore basically all the dialogue this particular playthrough.
Stanley decided to go up to
But
his
this
boss's
game is
office.
almost like
Coming
it's
to a
mind-bending.
staircase, Stanley walked
Here we go.
upstairs to his boss's office.
New stuff. Alright, what do you got to say about this, narrator man?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it
That's what
made
I'm
any
thinking.
logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why
Oh
did
my
doors close
God.
automatically behind him wherever he
I
went?
was
And
just
for that
thinking
matter,
this.
these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to
is
himself.
going
This
on?
is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above.
Whoa!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
What?
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
No
How was he remaining
way.
so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
What?
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Actually gave me shivers.
He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice
I
not
was
see
just
him
floating.
float and make the magical stars just a moment ago?
Yeah.
How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
What? Damn it.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up.
Jesus
My name is
Christ.
Stanley. I have a boss, I have an office, I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real, I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
I've actually got chills.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Excuse me?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Whoa.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What? Are you... What? My brain hurts. Yeah, I give this game an 11 out of 10. This is currently my favorite thing ever. If I had the ability to make a game, it would be a crappy version of this. I'm absolutely speechless. Well, so what's left to do? There's the escape and then turn on the mind control, but then there's also... There was something else in the right door, wasn't there? Oh yeah, jump off the thing in the right door. You know what? I'll jump off the thing in the right door right now.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it.
It hasn't quite been 10
we
minutes.
all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Wait. I'm still going? But I
Stanley
died.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What? This is hurting my brain a little bit.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, I guess I'm doing the escape. Executive bathroom. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned
I don't
to
remember the
discover
passcode.
not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
That he did. So, yeah, I guess I'm escaping. I was gonna jump off the thing in the right door, but what he said at the start threw me a little bit. Mentioning how he thought... This is so cool.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, he didn't.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Christ. This is turning into a horror game. I don't like horror games.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope. Not doing it. Nobody's real and I'm dreaming.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Damn straight. Here we go. And dead. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I hate that sound. Especially when I'm falling. I didn't dead? Why did not I dead?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that
Christ,
his
I
life
can't
had
jump.
been of no consequence
Ooh,
whatsoever.
wait, I can duck.
Stanley
Is that
can't
gonna help?
see
It's not gonna
the
help.
future. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned
Christ.
and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell,
No.
Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single
Excuse?
visceral
Who the hell are
instant,
you?
Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? Okay. Whoa.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What is this, the Matrix?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
What?
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What the crap? I'm actually getting chills. This is... What? It's just... Oh, sorry. Oh, it's ruined now. Hey, credits. Yeah? Everyone here is amazing. Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game when the buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mixed keyboard stroke. Oh, yeah. Huh. So what's this over here? Is this my little cubicle looking thing? Here's my door. Well, this is my door, but I don't know which door is my door. There's a computer over here that just says Stanley's computer. Huh. So there's where I begin. And there's the way to the two doors. What? So part of this game is telling me about this game. I'm going left. This reminds me a lot of Ratchet and Clank with that little museum that they had. If anyone remembers that. An early version of the maintenance room. Well, howdy doody. I actually really like this place. I could spend hours walking around here, so I'm gonna avoid. What? The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I would have liked that. There's a bicycle. Is that a Tron Legacy room? HD remixes. These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD remix. More endings, fewer endings, more narrations, fewer narrations, more Stanley, less Stanley? What in the hell am I in? Is this real? Congratulations. Previous announcement regarding the ongoing promotion year result in attached file. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we got asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional material, we never found the perfect use for them. Right. The lounge. An early version of the lounge. Yeah, there you go. Am I trapped in this purgatory forever? Stanley's office, from left to right. Yeah, look like that, and yeah, that looks familiar. Ah, they opened the filing cabinets a bit. Nice. Nice touch. Am I really just stuck here? Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at these two. How they
Excuse
wish
me?
to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Alright.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No.
I still don't know
perhaps
who
not.
you are.
Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can
What?
still save these two. You can stop the
Oh, God.
program before
What do I do?
the fail.
What do I
Push
do?
escape
What do I
and
do?
Press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
I won. I didn't want to be crushed.
This is the story of a man named...
Well, God, good lord, this game is messing with me. I love it. It's my favorite thing ever. I've been and still am an Inconvenient Panda. Or have I, or am I, or what am I doing? Am I playing a game? Or is the game playing me? Dum-dum. Well, that was terrible.